Wow, no. Is it working? Testing? Did I download the right Bark to English language software? Okay. Hello, my adoring public. Samantha Rose here. I have to fix this podcast. Mom did okay, but I can speak for myself, as you all know from reading my blog. So I have to edit the stuff she got wrong. It's a little hard for me to work with the equipment. I don't have thumbs, so I've asked Stir Fry to help me. But I'm going to cover for Mom. She tried her best. Oh, just one thing you all need to remember. Don't tell Mom I edited this. Don't worry, she'll never know. I just want it to be successful so she doesn't feel bad about screwing it up. I protect her whenever I can, you know. That's a Rottweiler's job.
Hi everybody, I'm Sammy's mom, and Sammy and I are going to try doing a podcast for her blog. We're trying out some new technology and hoping that a different platform will help us reach more doggies that need some encouragement with their diets. Helping us today is our friend Mickey, whose cats were featured in Sammy's movie post. He's going to make me sound less dumb at this because I have no idea how to do a podcast. Also, I'm an introvert. Sammy is the public face. She loves the attention. I don't. But Sammy can't speak English. She understands it perfectly and she can write, but she can't speak it. So Mickey is going to ask Sammy and me some questions about her blog, dietingdog.com, to help us change it up a little bit. Maybe if it goes well, Sammy can do some more podcasts. Right, Sammy?
All right, Sammy's mom, welcome and thank you for coming over today. It's a pleasure to have you guys here on this podcast. We'll get a couple things right up front. I control the podcast, I control everything, so if you guys have any issues with that, you can deal with it in editing. Just kidding, I do the editing too. All right, a couple rules. This here is a family-friendly podcast, so if you're going to swear, keep it to a minimum. Try not to do it too much. And above all things, remember that the people are talking, Sammy. You don't need to interrupt whenever you can. So, again, happy to have you guys here. It's nice to have something outside of, pussy running around. But why don't we get started?
Mom did good with the introduction. I definitely want to promote my blog. I'm thinking about writing a book, and I will need lots of people who love me to buy it. I've been reading books by other dogs, and I think I could write one too. Did you know there are dogs out there who write books? I once won a poetry contest that a dog named Sheila, who wrote a book, had.
Now, Sammy's mom, as you mentioned, Sammy made a movie in one of her blog posts introducing all her cats and some of the ones she smells when you come home. She's got to meet my cats on your way in today. She seems to like them. Is that normal?
Yeah, Sammy loves cats. Some of ours nuzzle with her. She has two she is really close to. She's very good with them for her size. So good that sometimes they scare me when she's barreling out to the kitchen because she hears me rattling food. They don't move out of her way. They're so used to her that they just lay there. She's not that careful when there's food involved. It was so nice of Wilfred to let us use her office so Sammy could do a podcast to promote her blog. I hope she isn't too inconvenienced by us being here.
I wouldn't worry about Wilfred. She's a trooper. She's a rough and tumble girl from the streets of Michigan who we rescued and brought back in here. Now this is her office, so I do, expect you to respect her things. Sammy, don't try and get her food. But no, she loves the company, loves having you guys here. Not so much like working on the weekends, but it's Thanksgiving. She likes the overtime.
Cats. I do love cats. But you know what's not fair about cats? Cats get food left out for them to eat anytime they want. My cats at home have food everywhere. And Mom puts it out of my reach. On purpose! And the cat that works in the office where Mom and I made this podcast, she said her name is Wilfred. She gets to have food out all day while she is working. And do you know what those two did, Mom and Mickey? When they made the podcast, they picked up Wilfred's office snack food, just so I wouldn't get any. It was really rude. As a guest, I should be offered snacks. Don't you all think I should be offered snacks? Anytime I want? I thought so. I wonder if cats all over the world get food left out for them and are allowed to eat anytime they want. Note to self, reincarnate as a cat.
Now, Sammy and Sammy's mom Let's talk about something Sammy recently revealed to her public first. You and Sammy mentioned in her last post she might have Cushing's disease. I've read that one of the symptoms of Cushing's disease is increased appetite. Managing weight control with that working against her must be really difficult for her. How's she doing?
Well, her doctor first suspected she might have Cushing's when she went from 140 some pounds to 158 pounds. She had a bit of a pot belly and she gained the weight rather quickly. I wanted to try managing her weight on our own before putting her through the tests for Cushing's because that was her only symptom at that time. It was before her liver values were elevated, before she started getting a number of infections, and before her skin was so easily damaged. She bleeds a lot from slight cuts. And before her recent doctor visit, when we found her kidney values were elevated now too. We managed the weight though, and we still are, but it is difficult. Now that her kidney values are elevated, the choice is between the food she currently eats, which is higher in protein and harder for damaged kidneys to process, and the kidney diet food. And some of that kidney diet food has appetite stimulants in it. We've tried it. The appetite stimulants work. She gets even hungrier and she steals more cat food. So yes, it is difficult. She has a lot working against her, but she's managing pretty well, and Cushing's isn't fatal, it's chronic. At her age, I don't think putting her through the test, which is a stressful day-long affair, and then the chemo drugs required to treat it, is worth it. Even in younger dogs, it only adds 1 or 2 years to their lives. Her weight loss and management has helped tremendously. She's quite happy, obviously. Aren't you, Sammy? Except for that whole wanting more food thing.
She's right, you know. I do want more food. She knows it too and won't give it to me. Do you believe her? Appetite stimulants. That new food she got me at the vet's office has appetite stimulants. What is an appetite stimulants? Whatever they are, they can't be very big. The bags of the new food are way smaller. The size of my food bags is ridiculous. They should be at least as big as I am, and I'm a horse. But I am happy. Everybody loves me. Don't you?
Now, for all of our people here listening, again, Sammy started a blog, dietingdog.com. Again, that's dietingdog.com. Now, Sammy and Sammy's mom, what drove you guys? What sparked you? What made you decide to start dietingdog.com?
Well, every year there are studies that show that the number of obese pets continues to increase. In 2017, the number was 1 in 3. That's a lot of fat dogs out there. And it's hard enough for people to develop the discipline to lose weight themselves, let alone stop overfeeding their pets. So Sammy and I thought if she shared her story, it might make it easier for some other dogs to slim down too. With the approval of their vets, of course. The first thing we did was talk to her doctor about her diet plan to make sure it was safe. Sammy feels so much better now that she's lost all the weight. Don't you, Sammy? We still have to manage her food and exercise because she doesn't want to go back to the way she was before, so it's going to be an ongoing process for the rest of her life. She went from 158 to 134 over the course of a year. She could probably stand to lose another 10 pounds or so, but she's doing so much better. She would be so happy to have other pups that need to lose a few pounds join her on her diet.
First of all, I was never fat. I was pleasingly plump, if anything, and that's stretching it. Now I'm practically starved. I don't know what she thinks she's talking about could stand to lose another 10 pounds. Humph! But I do feel better than I did last year. I don't know why. I don't get nearly enough to eat anymore. That should change soon. I just have to convince Mom we need to go out more often. I can stand at counters now, and people always give out treats at counters in stores. Always. I just got treats at 2 stores when we went out shopping yesterday. We went for my yearly Christmas picture.
Now, you said Sammy has to lose 10 more pounds or could stand to use 10 more pounds. How much longer do you plan to keep Sammy on this? Is Sammy going to continue losing weight?
Well, she's going to be careful of her weight for the rest of her life. But she's plateaued for the moment, and we aren't as strict with her diet anymore as we were in the beginning. Her metabolism seems to be okay with that. She hasn't gained any of the weight back, which makes me very happy. We weigh her every time we go to the vet, and we're there at least 4 times a year. We are in talks with a trainer, and the trainer thinks that a class might help her lose those few more pounds, as well as get better at listening to the person on the other end of her leash, Miss Samantha Rose, whether it's me or someone else. Sometimes she decides she's just going to do whatever she pleases, and if she's going to be a famous blog star, she can't do that every time she sees a squirrel.
I would never. Don't listen to her. I am the perfect dog. I never do anything bad. I always listen to Mom. Just remember, don't tell her I edited this podcast. She'll never... What's that out that window over there? Squirrel!
Oh, 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 oh.